So here we're back with the 1983 250R build. As you can tell, there's been a few things that I've done so far. Clearly you can tell the paint's on here. Nerf bars are on with the exhaust. That was a new thing for me. Tank's been painted. That's pretty well a majority of it, I guess. I've been kind of busy and poor and haven't had a lot of time to get new parts for this. But I finally have got some. But I'm going to update you so far on what I've done. As you can tell so far, that's all been painted. Heat cover's red because I liked it. Everything else has been heat paint black. I'm not real sure if the red's going to burn off or not when it gets hot, but I'll find out. Now, an update with the Nerf bars is, sadly for the exhaust work, I had to cut out that middle part. I think if somebody would have bent it in a little bit, it might have worked, but it was hitting pretty good, and it wouldn't have been tight enough up top in here if I'd have left it there, so I had to get cut off. Also, finally replaced that, put the bolt in there. It is missing one bolt up in here, I believe, where the exhaust should be on the top. It should have a small bracket like that one does. It does not, so that's missing, but it's all pretty secure. I would trust it as it is now. Like I said, it was ridden forever with that, whatever I want to call it, hose clamp on it. So I think the one bolt should be okay. It seems like it's all pretty solid. Now, my brackets I made down here worked well. This one had to get bent a little for it to work perfectly. The other side was simple to hook up because really no exhaust there bugging you. On the back side, I can only put in the one bolt here because the back one didn't line up. I'm unsure if I'm going to make a bracket yet or not. These aren't tightened down yet at all. The back bolt kind of is, and there's a little bit of play in the actual Nerf bar itself. And the front still needs to tighten down, which could help take away that. I'll find out, I guess, whenever I decide to tighten it. And that's all the things I think I've done since the last video. And now you can tell it looks kind of terrible back here because that's not sticking out. I'm thinking once I put the offset wheels on, that should put it a little bit. 400DX hubs a little bit more, and I'm going to put spacers on a little bit more. One other thing I guess I did for this is I did paint the rear rims gold. If anybody remembers what they looked like before, they were blackish, reddish, chromish, because they've been repainted a couple times. And I was curious as to how well that gold would match the front gold, and mine's pretty dingy right now. I don't think it really is going to match that well. I think it's going to look like shit, honestly. But I thought it'd be something to try. If nothing else, I'll repaint those black and they'll look less terrible than they did before. So the parts I finally got in are front brake line, so at least this thing will be drivable then, and 350X headlight shroud. All this was on eBay, pretty cheap. I was hoping this was actually all just braided line, which it seems like it looks like it is, but I don't know how good it really is. But there's a plastic cover on there, which I guess is a little bit better, except that it cuts off right there for some reason and goes over right there. But it already feels all oily for some reason too. And the 350X headlight I'll probably throw on it for now, but I need to get myself a 10-inch light bar. That's my plan for that, is to put it in here. I've seen videos people cut out the centerpiece. Not sure if I want to do that yet. I'll probably put it on, see what it looks like as is, and go from there. Figure I can't really mess it up if I don't change it yet. The only problem I've seen so far with my parts here are the directions. My I don't know if it's Chinese or Japanese, but I know I cannot read that. But it should seem pretty simple. Not 100% sure on why there's spacers. I guess it'd be more washers, but I'll figure it out as I go along with it. And so what's left to go on it is going to be rear bearings, the light bar, a seat would be a good idea, and a rear shock would be a good idea as well. And then I'd probably like to rebuild the front shocks because I think they need it. New handlebars wouldn't be bad, but those are kind of things I'm not overly concerned about right now. Those are more little things. The suspension and the bearings and the hubs, I think, are the big things I need to get done. And then ride it. So thanks for watching. If you have any questions, ask away, and let me know if anybody else has ever done something like this. Thanks for watching.